Okay, it's well known, but it can be good news. It can be good news for us. So if we were to look at chemical composition now, okay, if we look at chemical composition now, if we look at AISI 1045, and you will look at TRIP 800. And if you look at carbon in terms of percentage, this is about 0.43 to what? 0.5. And to our TRIP, it's at 0.21. However, you have silicon, you have manganese, and you have aluminum. Okay, for the other alloys, adding elements, this manganese is 0.6 to what? 0.9. For this case, silica, you got 1.53. Over here, 1.78. And then lastly, you have 0.038. Okay. So what it does, the last three element over here, okay. So for TRIP 800, okay, silica, manganese, and aluminum are added to thermally stabilize retained austenite at room temperature. Okay, you want it to be thermally stabilized at what? At room temperature. Okay, without adding these three elements, okay, austenite will want to transform to martensite, or when control cooled, will want to transform to what? Perlite. Okay, so we add this element. Okay, so how we process this material is we heat up to austenite, then we heat up to austenite ferrite, then we quench. The quench will transform some of the austenite to become what? Martensite, but will have a high percentage of amount of retained what? Austenite. We don't want it to transform. Okay. Now, I'm going to sketch. Okay, I'm going to briefly sketch the microstructure. This is just a sketch. Okay. So on the left-hand side is what we call stress-free, okay, TRIP 800 at room temperature. Okay, this one has no stress. So how it looks like this. Okay, it looks like this. So you have some, hey, what am I doing? You have some dark spots. These are your martensite. And then you have some white dots. These are your retained austenite. Okay. And then you have some diamonds. Okay. And the diamonds are your bainite. Bainite are very hard. Okay. And then the background is ferrite. The primary metric is ferrite. Okay. So there's no stress. The next one is stressed trip 800 at room temperature. So on the other side, I'll copy and I'll paste. Okay. So for example, this is under tension, for example, or compression, whatever. So what you see, the retained austenite, I'm beginning to color them to become what? Dark spot. Okay, so I'll write this formerly ferrite. Oh, not ferrite. Formerly retained austenite. After stress, transform to become up inside. For this reason, right, you can see why this material strain hardened like crazy. It's pretty smart, you know. Like why they want retain austenite in the beginning? So that we can what? Can bend. But if you bend it too much, what will happen? Trouble. Right? Can you see that we are going to have what? Trouble. Right? We bend too much. So in this case, okay, I will sketch out. Okay. I'll sketch out how this should be. And we did the calculation for this already. Remember, like how much energy, remember? Or you did that in your homework or assignment, whatever you want to call it. So if this is plastic stress and a strain, this is stress, okay? And we know that this is how this is for what? AISI 1045. Okay, so this is where we start here to be equal to 553.1. Okay. The other one is at 412. So we start at 412. Okay. Then after that, it goes. Okay. So for AISI 1045, okay, microstructure were or percentage of ferrite and and perlite were not changed when strain increases. Okay. Whereas for here, down here, you will have 30% retained austenite. And then you have 15% martensite, right? When you have zero strain. After when you hitch here, when you start straining, right? You will get 10% retain what? Austenite. And then the 20 down here, you will get 35% what? Martensite. Okay. So they asked me, what is the morale? What is the morale of this technology? What is the morale of the story? Don't buy any car that has gone through accident. You see it or no? When you buy a car that has accident from the rear, what does the car repairman do? Do they stand the body, the structure of the body for heat treatment? Do you care if you got rear end? What do you care when you got rear end? Make sure I don't see the dent, everything is straight, I am good to go. Yes or no? If you buy an accident car, what will happen? The material has already been stressed, yes or no? Right? When they straighten it, they change the percentage of martensite will not change. Now the material gets harder, and then when you got another accident with a car that has accident history, what will happen? Can you withstand more energy or less? Less. Okay, so we have to be careful. Pay a bit more. Don't be cheap. I know a good friend of mine, which you all know also, who is an instructor, bought a car cheap, but been to an accident before. And after 2 years, unfortunately, a family member of hers been to an accident because the car could not withstand the stress anymore. Okay, so you get me? Okay, if you want to buy an accident car, right? Make sure it's not just straightened. Change the whole what? The frame. Are we clear? You have to be really, really careful down here. Knowledge is a bliss, yes or no? It can help you, but it can also be a what? A curse. Now I'm so careful, even when I fix my dishwasher, I get scared to turn it on. You know why? I can think about 100 ways this thing will leak. Yes or no? You overthink. I overthink. So you want to know what happened? I get my wife to turn it on. Okay, I got her to do it. I can't do it because your mind just come to a stage where whatever goes wrong, you know. Are we clear? Okay, so don't be like me. Sometimes you have to what? Take a leap of faith and just what? Just do it. We clear? Okay, so now, so what is the solution for this? So when I show this to the company is, okay, if we have to deform a material, make sure this is the what? Plastic deformation strain limit. We have to bend it to get the shape, yes or no? Okay, we have to control the what? How much strain we put into the what material. If you put way too much strain, what will happen? If you put way too much strain, unfortunately, it's going to be more difficult to what? To bend, yes or no? The higher strain you put in, the more difficult it's going to bend. Okay, right. I hope with this example, okay, if you can combine different aspects of physics, chemistry, mechanics, okay, together, to process plan, that is my, if you have that mindset, I'm happy. Okay. It's not just like try 100 tests. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it will not work. Okay, you have to plan. Are we clear?